Greetings, everybody. Welcome to another day of Daily Antidote of Song. Welcome to our Facebook community and all of our family here on Zoom. I'm delighted to see you all. I'm Kathy Bullock, and I'm just happy to be able to welcome you individually to this fantastic day and time that we have. Oh, it's going to be great, y'all. So let me start by saying thank you to Joe for inviting me again to help with the welcomes. And this is the week of Village Harmony. Whoop, whoops. And we have Nadia who's coming along with us. Katie who's doing holding up the I started to say the bloodstained banner. That's my church stuff. But she's holding up all the good stuff for the text. Let me see who we got. Becky, hello, Becky. Hey, Deli, Deborah, Denfield, Al, Christians, hi, Hoda, Annette, welcome, Kim from Vancouver, Susan G, Martha, Jim, hey, New York, Susan Schreiber, Sherry, welcome, Dan, hey, Phoebe, Karen Newman, Kevin, Kate from Charlottesville, Randy, Sid and Victoria, Shaban. Did I say your name correct? Did I say Shaban? Right? Oh, well, I'm working on it. Cricket. Carolyn and Christiana and Bob. Bonnie. Hi, Bonnie. Doug and Storm. Fred, Isabel, Jamie, Arlene, Gary, Barb and Virginia, Luda, Barry, Michelle and Steve. We got Ann, Lafferty, Bob, Richmond, Sandy, Dick, Nancy's beautiful cow, Tom, Victoria, Hyman, and Roxanne, Sandy Moore, Busy, Karen, Newman, and there are many others who are joining us with their names and those on Facebook. Woo! I just got to get a little bit of you. There are others that are joining us as we go. So I'm going to turn the program over to Larry, who is the founder and director, or if not co-director, director of Village Harmony, an organization that has been in existence since 1990. And we have the joy and the privilege of listening to some of the phenomenal singers, songwriters, and song leaders that are part of this organization all week long. I mean, really. It doesn't get much better than that. So, with no further words from me, Larry, take it away. Everybody, wait and welcome him and welcome all of us.
Thank you, Kathy. We have a treat today. We have singing with us Nadia Tarnawsky from Cleveland. She is a stupendous singer in many different genres, but especially in Ukrainian music. She comes from Ukrainian background and has spent many hours and years and days in Ukraine working with village singers, and has a wonderful repertoire and a wonderful way of transmitting this music, as you shall hear. So Nadia, I turn it over to you.
Thank you, Larry. Today, even though it's the middle of summer, we're going to get ready for winter, and we're going to sing a winter carol. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play like 2 verses of it for you, so you get a sense of what it sounds like. And then we will go ahead and dive right in. So here we go. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear it.
Not yet, Nadia. No, we're not hearing it.
Okay, so Kathy is not hearing it, but I got a thumbs up from a couple other people, but other people are not hearing. Oh, interesting. So I will stop this.
That's good, I think.
Larry, you heard it just fine.
Yeah, it was fine.
Huh. Curious.
Oh, maybe it's me then. Katie, did you hear it? Okay, if everybody else heard it, then go right ahead, Nadia.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll go ahead and start learning it. So you have one voice that has the melody and the other voice that has the drone. So it's pretty straightforward. And and then there's a refrain that repeats all the time. So we're going to go ahead and start with the refrain. I am going to quickly just, not for too long.
I will share my screen with these words.
Okay. So Larry's doing that, so I don't have to. So I will stop my share. And the lyrics are also in the chat for those of you who have young eyes and can see it there. But for those of you who have older eyes and want to see it bigger, it's there on the screen. So you see the word refrain, and then Larry's pointing it, and under the refrain are the words that we're going to do now. So I will say the words so that you can hear them. Ukrainian vowels are like Italian vowels, so they're not diphthong. So an A is an A, not an I. An O is an O, not an O. So be very careful. Especially in English, we tend to have two vowel sounds where there should be one. So, Kalyno moya. Everyone say that with me. Kalyno moya. Then rozha chervonaya.
Rozha chervonaya.
And that zh is like the zh in the word garage. We say that zh all the time. Every time you drive into the garage, you already say that sound. So it's not anything strange. Rozha chervonaya. Say that again. Rozha chervonaya. And then the last word, yahoda. So yahoda. Good. Because this is a very old seasonal song, the number of notes is very limited. Most of these kinds of ritualistic kind of songs usually have anywhere from 3 to 5 notes, and that's also true of this one. So that line sounds like this. Kalyno moya rozha chervonaya yahod. There's like 3 notes in there. Larry, I'm going to have you turn off the screen for 1 second. So just look at my hand for a minute. And this is how the notes work. Kalyno moya rozha chervonaya yahod. There's only 3 notes there. Kalyno moya rozha chervonaya yahod. It's not as tricky as you think. So we'll put the words up one more time. We'll do them in small sections. I'll sing them. You sing them back. Okay? So, Kalyno moya. You sing. Kalyno moya. Next part. Rozha chervona. Rozha chervona. Yahod. Yahod. One more time in small sections. Kalyno moya. With me. Kalyno moya. Next part. Rozha chervona. Again. Rozha chervona. Last part. Yahod. Yahod. And then you hold that last note until you get tired, or it's time to move on. Here's the whole phrase. Listen to the whole phrase. I'll sing it twice. The first time you can listen or sing along. Second time, be sure to sing it with me. So here it is. Kalyno moya rozha chervonaya yahod. With me. Kalyno moya rozha chervonaya yahod. And if you're going to sing the second part, it's just one note. Kalyno moya rozha chervonaya yahod. Okay, everyone sing the drone part. Kalyno moya rozha chervonaya yahod. And then just to get the words, we'll do it this way. We'll sing it twice. First time we sing the drone, for us to get the words and the rhythm. And then the second time we sing the melody. So everyone sing the drone with me, and then we sing the melody. Here we go. Kalyno moya rozha chervonaya yahod. And now the melody. Kalyno moya rozha chervonaya yahod. Super. Now, I'll turn the words off for just 1 second. When we sing in this style, it's super, super important not to push with your throat. As soon as people hear singing like this, they think, oh, I'm going to hurt myself. I can only sing in this style. Not true. I sing Baroque music all the time. I sing like this, and I sing Baroque music. And they do not interfere with each other. Because technique is technique is technique. As long as you're singing on the breath, you're not singing with tension, and you're properly placing your voice, you can sing for 8 hours a day without hurting yourself. So, but how do we achieve that Eastern European sound that you hear in Bulgaria, that you hear in Ukraine, that you hear in those places east of the Danube? The first thing that you want to do is you want to smile, because that will help bring the sound forward. Eastern Europeans talk very much forward in the face, and that's achieved by smiling. The other thing that happens physically is that your larynx lifts up a little bit, because you want to shorten your vocal tract. That's also what helps give it that belty, powerful, whoa kind of sound to it. It's the other thing that physically happens. So there's a smile here. There's a slight lifting of the larynx there. And then the other thing that we naturally do, it's like you're yelling. Like if somebody was stealing your car, you would go, "Hey, that's my car!" And you would naturally yell, and you would do it healthily without any kind of tension. And the same thing is true. And especially in these ritualistic songs, you want to have that kind of power. So everyone take a nice big breath and just go, "Hey!" Just make a hey sound. And go, "Hey!" And I can't hear you because you're muted, so it's okay. So when you're singing, think about that same thing. And so put your smile on and go, "Hey!" like that, and it'll make it louder. It should make your room reverberate. Okay, now we need to do the melody, the opening line. In a lot of these winter carols, not just in this one, you'll generally have one or two people singing the first line, and then everybody joins on the refrain. So if you're going to be doing this with a group of people, just so you know, you would generally do that. You would have, because there's a drone part, you would have two people singing the opening part, and then let's say you have a group of 10 people, then everybody sings the refrain. It makes it easier in terms of learning words as well. So we'll bring the text back on so that you can see the first verse. One other thing about Ukrainian, all R's are rolled. So every time you see an R, it's a R, you're going to roll your R. And there's a lot of R's in this first sentence. So the words of the first line are po Moryu Moryu. So everyone say that. Po Moryu Moryu. And more is the sea. Syn'omu Moryu, the blue sea. So on the sea, the blue sea. And then we say a word that you've already sung. Kalyno. So let's do that one more time. Po Moryu Moryu. So say that with me. Po Moryu Moryu. Syn'omu Moryu. Kalyno. And here's how it sounds. Po Moryu Moryu. Syn'omu Moryu. Kalyno. So I'll do a chunk of that. And then you sing it back. Po Moryu Moryu. You sing that. Po Moryu Moryu. And now, syn'omu Moryu. You sing it. Syn'omu Moryu. And then, Kalyno. And sing that with me. Kalyno. That last note in the first line is very important because that's going to create a dissonance. And it makes you want to move on to the refrain. It's so beautiful when it happens because it's this little second that happens against the drone. One more time. Po Moryu Moryu. Sing with me. Po Moryu Moryu. Now the next part. Syn'omu Moryu. With me. Syn'omu Moryu. And then our beautiful dissonance. Kalyno. And Kalyno. So now listen to the whole line. Po Moryu Moryu. Syn'omu Moryu. Kalyno. Sing it with me. Po Moryu Moryu. Syn'omu Moryu. Kalyno. One more time, whole line. And Po Moryu Moryu. Syn'omu Moryu. Kalyno. Good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sing the first line and go right into the refrain. And I will sing it twice. You can sing it with me right from the very beginning 2 times just to get it in your head, or you can listen first and sing the second time. Or you can listen both times. Because you're muted, I won't know for sure. But it would be best if you sang it at least the second time. Okay? So here we go. Here's the whole thing with the refrain. Moryu Moryu, syn'omu, Kalyno, Kalyno moya, rozha, chervonaya, yahoda. Here's the repeat and sing along. Moryu Moryu, syn'omu, Kalyno, Kalyno moya, rozha, chervonaya, yahoda. Super. Fantastic. Any questions at this point? Okay. Good. No? Okay, so we can turn off the screen sharing. And so I can either do one of two things. I can either go through the pronunciation of all the verses, so that we can have this, because this is getting recorded, right? So people have access to it later. Yeah. And then the other thing that I want to make sure that you have is I'm going to just pop. This song is sung by the rozha ensemble on YouTube, and I'm going to pop that into the chat. So that link right there is the entire song, all the verses, sung by Inav Koftun, who is the director of the rozha ensemble, and I think the name of the other singer. Oh, please translate. Sure, I will translate the song, of course. Is Alina, who now lives in New York in the United States. So, winter carols. A lot of winter carols in Ukraine, you notice I don't call it a Christmas carol. Because a lot of winter carols don't have anything to do with the birth of the baby Jesus in the manger with angels singing. A lot of winter carols have to do with things occurring in nature. And sometimes a god figure, I call it a god figure, will appear and something will happen, but it doesn't have anything to do with baby Jesus in a manger, God is born, those kinds of things. So in this particular carol, it says, on the sea, and then the refrain talks about viburnum, or a gelder rose. Viburnum is a plant that when it grows, it starts with a white flower and then it turns into a red berry later. And it shows up in a lot of Ukrainian songs. It's usually affiliated. It has a lot of different metaphorical meanings. But in this one, the refrain means my viburnum which is red, and then my viburnum, Kalyno, chervonaya, with the red berries. Yahoda means berry. So that's your refrain. You're singing about the viburnum. So in the first verse, I'm going to bring up the lyrics just so that I don't miss anything. On the sea, the blue sea, viburnum, and then the refrain. On the sea, we saw the bright moon. There's still no Jesus yet. And in that sea, God. So we're not talking about Jesus, we're talking about God, the big man. God went swimming. He swam upon the sea, and then he came out and he dressed in vestments, or like in ceremonial clothing. Then he dressed in vestments, and he walked up on top of the mountain. He walked on top of the mountain and began to pray, and he began to pray for the creation of the world. So, and that's the whole thing. So very often in these winter carols, there's singing to create the creation of the world. Birds will arrive and start singing to start the creation of the world, because what would happen is it's like the year ended and the new year needs to get sung into existence. And so these carols were used as a way to make sure that the new year would happen. And in some villages, like especially in the Carpathian Mountains, they have these groups of singers that literally go to every house. And when I mean every house, it's every house, whether somebody lives there or not. And they sing winter carols at every house, because that's what makes the new year happen. That's what makes sure that people have everything they need for the new year, whether it's healthy cattle, healthy family. And the song literally brings the next year into existence. And so in this particular song, even God is praying for the world to be reborn again in the new year. And so that's what's happening in this song, just so you know.
Nadia, if I can, that sounds so beautiful. I'm looking at the time that we have, and it
Yeah,
might
me
make
too.
sense for you just to sing the verses, and we will sing the refrain part
Absolutely.
for the remainder of the song, so we can
I think
get
that's
a
great.
taste of the beautiful.
Yeah, and I saw in the chat someone asked for the pronunciation of yahoda slowly. So it's just yahoda is how you would say it. Yahoda. Okay? Super. So we will do it. We'll do it exactly that way. We'll sing through all 7 verses, and you'll get to sing the refrain 7 times. If you want to sing the drone, sing the drone. If you're lucky enough to have 2 people in the house, you can say, I'll be the drone, you sing the melody. If not, okay, so here we go. The whole thing. Oh, Moryu Moryu, syn'omu, Moryu, Kalyno. Kalyno moya, rozha, chervonaya, tomu, Moryu, mjesec, yasneye, Kalyno. Kalyno moya, rozha, chervonaya, в тому морі сам Бог купався, Kalyno. Kalyno моя, роза червоная, сам Бог купався, в ryzy вбирався, Kalyno. Kalyno моя, роза червоная, в ryzy вбирався, вгору пidn'yavs'ya, Kalyno. Kalyno моя, роза червоная, вгору пidn'yavs'я, Бога молився, Kalyno. Kalyno моя, роза червоная, Богу молився, що світ творився, Kalyno. Kalyno моя, роза червоная, Super.
Wow! We can't hear you, Larry. I don't know why. We just
The microphone's turned off.
there. You go.
I have one question.
Yes.
If men singing along, would they sing, say, for instance, the drone in the lower octave to double that drone?
If men sing along, they can double the melody as well in their own range.
Lower octave. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not uncharacteristic to have doubled octaves.
No.
It's different, for instance, than Georgian songs where you very rarely hear double octaves.
Yeah, and on the source recording, they just chose to have 2 singers sing
Right,
rather than
right.
But
But
If
in
you had a
villages, you might well have a mixed group.
yeah.
Nadia, where would people be when they sing this song? Would they be on the side of the mountain? Would they be indoors? It sounds like the song would just go from one mountainside to the other.
Well, in the caroling tradition, actually, they go house to house, so they end up going inside of people's homes. Or sometimes they'll stand outside in their yard. It depends. I mean, it's cold, so, they bundle up when they go caroling. And, if it ends up being a house where nobody lives, they'll still go and they'll sing songs in front of that house. It depends on, it's part of, it depends on which tradition they have. But for, the villages that do that, they literally will just go house to house. And, I've seen... It's funny. I saw carolers show up at somebody's house at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, and it is not a weird thing. People still open up the doors, let people in. They're like, great, you showed up. Bring on the singing. And because that Christmas, I mean, Christmas lasts a long time in Ukraine. They start celebrating, because they follow the Julian calendar, Christmas is on January 7th. But, it'll start on January 6th on Christmas Eve and go all the way through January 19th, which is when they bless water. But then it officially goes through February 14th, which is when Jesus was presented in the temple. So there's a lot of celebrating. And so they'll sing those carols for a long time. And so you have time to go to everybody's house. It's not like you have 4 days and you got to get it done. You have a good amount of time.
Wow. And if we want to hear more about this, Larry, tell us all. By the way, y'all, I have had the pleasure of being a part of Village Harmony in the past and getting to be in some of these fabulous camps. But tell us more particularly about Miss Nadia.
Well, first of all, Nadia's doing a whole week of singing, and maybe Nadia, you could tell us a little bit about the other singer that's going to be working with you that week. That's going to be in August, yes?
Yes, it starts on August 8th, and so it's 1 week, and it's officially an hour and a half a day, but there's always additional stuff that we do throughout that week. And the other teacher, her name is Ina Kovtun. I met her in Canada. We were both teaching at a music camp together. She's actually one of the reasons that I applied for Fulbright, which I got in 2017 through 2018. And she is the musical director of an ensemble called rozha. It's actually the ensemble that is doing the recording that we're listening to for the source recording. And that ensemble has been together for 12 years, and that's what they do. They go to villages and they collect songs and they learn. They've gone to villages all over Ukraine and have recorded songs from old people and sing them as they've learned them. And so she will be teaching that week as well, and is an extraordinary singer, technician, teacher, and is really good at, not only like sharing the meaning of the song and the essence of the song, but, the technique, the ornaments, the various little yips and yodels and all the different things that happen within the song. She's a master at that. So I'm honored that she's my friend, and Village Harmony is so lucky to have her in that week, so I'm very excited to have her. It's her first time teaching for Village Harmony, so I'm really glad that she's come into the fold.
Great. And we also have all summer long on weekends a series of different teachers leading one-off workshops on different vocal styles, and so that information is on the Village Harmony website as well.
I think also for those Facebook folks, I think there will be other places where this information will also be available, some of these links. Katie, you can confirm that so that everybody can get a chance to get some of this beautiful. Nadia, the folks are saying how wonderful, marvelous teacher you are, and this is just pretty typical of the kind of folks that share through Village Harmony and the work that I'm just so delighted to be a part of witnessing here. And we're at the end of our time. So Larry, do you have any other things, announcements you want to do? We maybe do a few more verses. Nadia, take us back through this powerful thing. But
Sure.
You got anything?
Just to say that tomorrow we have Serena Partridge, who's just a marvelous music creator from Minneapolis, and she'll be sharing some of her own, maybe more than one of her own original songs tomorrow. And she and Heidi Wilson together will be doing some songs together the next day, so stay tuned for those.
Stay tuned, folks. Fabulous. Okay. After the goodbyes, if there are a few people that have some additional questions or something, stick around for us, and Joe can follow up with you. And in the meantime, Nadia, can you just give us just a taste more? Taking us to, I feel like immediately we are just all taken away to Ukraine. Soon as you open and start to sing, and then I want to put a sweater on because I'm feeling cold because it's winter.
I did see one question in the chat that I wanted to address. Someone asked about the last word of the refrain, yahoda. That last of yahoda does get dropped, and that happens a lot, actually, not only in ritualistic songs in Ukraine, but even in lyrical songs, where for whatever reason, the last syllable of the song, so the actual word is yahoda, but they would just sing ya yahod, and and you just end it on, so it sounds like you're singing yahod, but the actual word is yahoda, but you just don't sing that extra at the end. So whoever was listening very carefully and was like, wait a minute, there's something missing, you're right, there is something missing. So good ears, good listening, and thank you for posting that question, because, you know, sometimes when you're in the tradition, you do things automatically and you don't think about those little details, and then somebody else is like, wait a minute. So good eye and good ear. So let's go ahead. We'll just, in the interest of time, we'll just do the first 3 verses. And then you can, if you would like to sing the verses with me to practice your Ukrainian, you are welcome. And if you want to just sing the refrain, you are welcome. And if you're not sure how the melody goes and just want to sing the drone, you're welcome to do that too. All right, so first 3 verses. Here we go. Moryu Moryu, syn'omu, Moryu Kalyno. Kalyno,
rozha,
tomu Moryu, mісяць yasneye, Kalyno. Kalyno moya, rozha, chervonaya, yahoda. Last one, nice and proud. Of tomu mori, samba kupavs'ya, Kalyno. Kalyno moya, rozha, chervonaya, yahoda. Fantastic.
Wait. Yeah. Yes. And by the way, all of you didn't know, drone meant singing the same note all the way through instead of changing the parts, for those who didn't get that part. Yes, thank you, Nadia, so much. Thank you, Larry, so much. Thank you, Katie, for helping us with the tech, and Joe for making it all happen together. At this point, I'm going to say a formal goodbye to our Facebook friends and to those of you who are with us in Zoom. But there are some extra announcements if you have time and can stick around.